Hi, and welcome to the Guardian Way. Today's episode 107, is talking about the difference between private security and law enforcement and their interactions with an active shooter situation. Of course, our co-producer for the entire series, Garrett Thomas, is a founder of Guardian Protection Force. Good morning, Garrett.
Good morning. Yeah, so the roles of private security and law enforcement sometimes overlap a little bit, but they're usually fairly distinct. In most situations, the private security role is going to be more in the prevention of this from occurring in the first place, and trying to thwart this from happening in the first place. When it does happen, it will generally be facilitation of communication. People understand that they need to evacuate, making sure that people are going to the right evacuation points. And law enforcement, typically, their first role would be to eliminate the threat, and that will be the first thing they're thinking about. They're usually using specialized teams, such as SWAT teams, to do that. Now, sometimes, private security, we have specialized roles. You might have an armed security service that is designed for this type of thing. So that might change a little bit, but typically this is how an everyday operation would work. So you'd have private security working on the prevention and the communication and evacuation, and law enforcement is eliminating that threat.
Well, great. So, listen, before we move on to talk about some of the other services, let's just kind of finish up here and talk a little bit again about the for sure benefits of any company that would be targeted to having a preemptive or a program in place, the type of thing that Guardian could do. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, a lot of times people think this is something they can never prepare for. How could they ever know that this would occur, and how could they stop it? And the reality is that most people who are active shooters, they've already planned it out. They've already thought about it. They usually surveil that site, surveil that company, and they're choosing a target. So you could choose to not be that target. You can be a harder target. And so in security consulting, you can get the program in place that will allow for this and this prevention and early observance of these suspicious activities. You can intervene with individuals who may be doing such a thing or surveying for nefarious purposes.
That's perfect. Okay, great. Well, listen, as we wrap up this episode, Garrett, why don't you take us through again some of the other services that Guardian Protection Force provides, and tell us about signing us off, and we'll see everybody next week. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, that first site assessment, call us. Workplace violence prevention. If you operate in California, is now a demand of the government. You have to have it. So call us. AI camera security solutions, guard and patrol services, armed, unarmed, plainclothes, security operations plans and assessments, contentious termination, and executive protection. Well, until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you then.